Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R CBS Daily Update channel. Is this Ava? Sally discovers a hidden photo in Adam's room. The Newman Ranch had always been a place filled with secrets. Behind the beautiful walls, countless family battles had unfolded. Love had been lost, trust had been broken, and impossible truths had changed lives forever. But on this quiet evening in Genoa City, nobody realized that one forgotten photograph was about to reopen a mystery that had haunted Sally Spectra for years. Sally arrived at Adam Newman's apartment carrying a small bag of groceries. She smiled as she unlocked the door. For once, things between her and Adam felt peaceful. Their relationship had survived arguments, jealousy, and the endless drama that followed Adam wherever he went. Sally knew loving Adam Newman was never simple. There was always a storm coming, but lately she believed they had finally found something real. Adam, she called. No answer. She walked inside. Adam, still nothing. Sally placed the groceries on the kitchen counter and looked around. Adam had sent her a message earlier saying he needed to stop by the office before their dinner plans. She wasn't worried, not yet. She smiled when she noticed a jacket hanging over the chair. Typical Adam, always rushing, always forgetting something. She picked up the jacket and shook her head. You really are impossible. As she moved toward the bedroom to put it away, she noticed something unusual. The bedroom door was slightly open. Sally had been in Adam's room before, but she never searched through his personal things. She respected his privacy until she saw the small wooden box sitting on the dresser. The box looked old. Unlike Adam's usual organized style, this looked like something he had hidden away. Curiosity pulled her closer. She hesitated. This is none of my business. She almost walked away. Almost. Then she noticed the corner of an old photograph sticking out from underneath the box. Something about it made her stop. Slowly, Sally pulled the photograph free. The moment she looked at it, her entire world froze. It was a picture of a little girl, a beautiful little girl with bright eyes and a familiar smile. Sally's breathing stopped. No. Her hands began shaking. She brought the photograph closer. The little girl looked about 4 years old. There was something about her face, something impossible. Sally stared harder, then she whispered the words that changed everything. Is this Ava? The room suddenly felt colder. The name she had buried deep inside her heart came rushing back. Ava, her daughter, the child she believed she had lost. The child she had spent years grieving. Sally sat on the edge of the bed, still holding the photograph. Memories flooded her mind. The hospital, the tears, the empty room, the moment she was told there had been a terrible mistake. Ava was gone, at least that was what everyone believed. But now a picture of a little girl who looked exactly like her daughter was hidden inside Adam's room. Why, how, and the biggest question of all, why did Adam have it? When Adam finally returned, he immediately noticed something was wrong. Sally was sitting silently on the couch. The photograph rested on the table between them. Adam stopped walking, his face changed. Sally, her voice was quiet. Who is she? Adam didn't answer. That silence told Sally everything. You know her. Adam slowly closed the door behind him. Sally, no, she stood up. Don't do that. Do what? Say my name like you're trying to calm me down. Adam looked away, because I need to explain. You knew. The pain in her voice hit him. You knew about Ava. Adam took a deep breath. I didn't know if it was really her. Sally stared at him. You had a picture of a little girl who looks exactly like my daughter and you didn't tell me. I didn't want to hurt you. Hurt me. Her voice cracked. Adam, I spent years believing my daughter was gone. He stepped closer. I know. No, you don't. Tears filled Sally's eyes. You don't know what it feels like to wake up every day wondering what you did wrong. Adam's expression softened. I never wanted you to suffer. Then tell me the truth. A long silence followed. Finally, Adam sat down. Years ago, before I knew you and I would become this close, I received information about a child involved in a dangerous situation. Sally looked confused. What situation? Someone was trying to move a child out of Genoa City using fake records. Her heart began racing. Keep going. Adam looked at the photograph. The child was called Ava. Sally covered her mouth. No. I found her once. Where? An abandoned cabin outside town. Sally stared. Why didn't you tell anyone? Because the people involved were dangerous. Adam explained everything, the mysterious phone call, the hidden cabin, the terrified child, the fake documents, and the people trying to erase the girl's identity. I wanted to protect her. Sally's tears fell. And you protected my daughter. Adam nodded slowly. I believe I did. Sally struggled to process everything. Part of her wanted to scream. Another part wanted to hold Adam and never let go. You should have told me. I know. Why didn't you? Adam looked away. Because I didn't know if I could prove it. You could have asked me. I thought if I was wrong, he paused. If I gave you hope and then took it away, I couldn't do that. Sally wiped her tears. You made that decision for me. Yes, and that wasn't fair. Adam nodded. No, it wasn't. For once, Adam Newman wasn't defending himself. He wasn't making excuses. He was accepting responsibility. Somehow that made everything even harder. The next morning, Sally demanded answers. She contacted Chance's chancellor. When he arrived, Adam explained everything. Chance immediately took the photograph and examined it carefully. This could change everything. Sally looked at him. Could it really be Ava? Chance didn't want to give false hope. We need DNA testing. How long? A few days, Sally looked at the photograph again. A few days felt impossible. News spread quickly through the Newman family. Victor was furious, not because Adam had protected Ava, but because Adam had carried the burden alone. You should have come to me. Adam looked at his father. You would have turned the entire city upside down. Victor almost smiled. Of course I would have. Nick was equally shocked. You knew there was a chance she was alive. No. Adam shook his head. I suspected. Nick looked at Sally. How are you holding up? She smiled sadly. I don't know, because hope was terrifying. Hope meant there was something to lose again. While the family waited for the DNA results, Sally found herself looking at the photograph constantly. She noticed the little girl's eyes, the way she tilted her head, and her tiny smile. Every detail felt familiar. One evening, Sally sat with Adam. I keep thinking about the first time I held her. Adam listened quietly. I was so scared. She smiled through tears. I didn't know if I would be a good mother. Adam reached for her hand. You loved her. I never stopped. I know. Sally looked at him. You really cared about her. Adam nodded. I did. She reminded me of you. Sally looked surprised. Me. Strong, stubborn, always fighting. She laughed softly. That's not always a compliment. It is from me. 3 days later, Chance arrived at the Newman ranch. Everyone knew immediately. The results had arrived. Sally stood frozen. She couldn't breathe. Chance held the envelope. I need everyone to understand something. Nobody moved. This test confirms. He paused. The child in the photograph is Ava. Sally broke down, the room filled with emotion. Victor placed a hand on her shoulder. Nick hugged her. Adam simply stood there. Sally turned toward him. You found her. Adam shook his head. We found her. The search for Ava began immediately. With the DNA confirmation, investigators reopened the old case. They discovered that Ava had been living under another name with a family who believed they had legally adopted her. They were not criminals. They were victims of the same scheme. Days later, Sally finally received the call she had dreamed about. Ava was alive and she was coming home. The reunion was emotional beyond words. When Sally saw Ava for the first time, everything else disappeared. The years apart, the pain, the unanswered questions, all of it disappeared. Ava looked at her carefully. Are you my mommy? Sally fell to her knees. Yes, the little girl smiled. I knew you would find me. Sally cried as she hugged her daughter. I looked for you everywhere. Ava held onto her tightly. I waited. Back in Genoa City, the Newman family celebrated, but Adam knew things would never be the same. He had carried a secret for too long. Sally understood that. One evening she found him alone. You know I'm still angry. Adam nodded. I know, but I'm also grateful. He looked at her. I don't deserve that. Maybe not. She smiled slightly, but Ava does. Adam looked toward the window. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to believe he had done something right. Then Sally's phone rang. She answered. Her expression changed instantly. What? Adam immediately noticed. What happened? Sally slowly lowered the phone. The police found something. What? She looked at the photograph. The person who took Ava wasn't working alone. Adam's face hardened. Who? Sally shook her head. They found a file. What kind of file? She handed him the report. Inside was a list of names. At the bottom was one name that shocked everyone. A Newman. Adam stared at the page. This can't be. Victor stepped forward. What is it? Adam looked up. The person behind Ava's disappearance. He swallowed hard. Was someone inside our family? The room went silent. Sally held Ava's hand tighter. The nightmare was over, but the mystery was not. Because finding Ava was only the beginning, and whoever stole 4 years from Sally and her daughter was still out there, waiting for their next move. Ava is alive. Adam arrested for Ava's kidnapping. Sally finally reunites with her daughter. The courtroom in Genoa City was filled with tension. Sally Spectra sat frozen as the prosecutor placed a shocking file on the table. Across the room, Adam Newman stood beside his attorney, facing accusations that threatened to destroy everything he had rebuilt. The headline spreading across town was unbelievable. Adam Newman arrested for kidnapping Ava 4 years ago. Sally refused to believe it. Not the Adam she knew. Not the man who had protected her when everyone else walked away. But the evidence seemed impossible to ignore. Mr. Newman concealed a child's identity and prevented her from returning home, the prosecutor announced. Whispers filled the courtroom. Victor Newman watched silently, knowing his son was hiding something. Then Adam finally spoke. I didn't kidnap Ava, I saved her. Sally's heart stopped. What does that mean? Adam looked at her with sadness. 4 years ago, I received a message about a little girl in danger. I found her alone and terrified. She told me her name was Ava. Sally covered her mouth. No, Adam continued. I realized she might be connected to you, but people were trying to erase her identity. They had fake records, fake information. I didn't know who I could trust. Sally's eyes filled with tears. You knew there was a chance my daughter was alive. Adam lowered his head. Yes, the pain on Sally's face was clear. Why didn't you tell me? Because I wasn't certain, Adam said. I couldn't give you hope and then take it away. Before Sally could answer, Detective Chance Chancellor entered the courtroom carrying new evidence. Your Honor, we have discovered the truth. Everyone looked toward him. Chance revealed a recording from the person responsible for Ava's disappearance. The confession proved Adam had never kidnapped the child. He had protected her. The judge dismissed the kidnapping charges, but the biggest surprise was still coming. Ava has been found, Chance announced. Sally broke down. What? She's alive. For years, Sally believed she had lost her daughter forever. Now her greatest dream was becoming reality. When Sally finally saw Ava, time seemed to stop. The little girl looked at her carefully. Are you my mommy? Sally dropped to her knees. Yes, sweetheart, I am. Ava ran into her arms. I knew you would come back. Sally cried as she held her daughter for the first time in years. Adam watched quietly, knowing the moment belonged to them. Later, Sally thanked him. You gave me my daughter back. Adam shook his head. No, she found her way home. But as Genoa City celebrated the reunion, one mystery remained. Someone had taken Ava 4 years ago, and the person behind it all was still hiding. Because Adam's arrest may have ended one nightmare, but the real secret was only beginning to come out.